Right, how are we doing everybody? Welcome to Russell Heritage Golf. Hopefully you guys are all keeping really good. Today we're going to be talking about a hidden move at impact that I personally feel a lot of golfers don't realise. Now, what I've been doing and what I always try to do on the channel is that although I produce videos every other day, I like to keep a bit of a sort of undercurrent so that we're always staying on a theme. So for those of you that would like to watch a lot of the videos, or majority of the videos, you should never really get lost. It's not like we're jumping around in loads of different ideas. Now, there's been a few videos over the last sort of couple of weeks that I've been putting out, and I want to basically try and bring all of those videos together in this sort of conversation, and it should really help you out in a big way. So I want to start with the early backswing. Now, what we talk about in the early backswing is it's just a case of creating a stretch, okay? And I'm keeping this very simple. Right, you just want to feel like you're basically picking the club up and stretching your arms out in front of you. Now, the reason why is because one of the biggest traits for amateur golfers is you trigger too much rotation too soon, your arms get too stuck to your body, and you lose athleticism straight away. And that's why with Martin's lesson, I sort of showcased that. I got him using a bit of resistance tubing and just getting that club in front of him, and that's that early backswing. So the early backswing is very much a stretch. Once you've created that stretch, what you are then trying to do, again, oversimplify it, is you're trying to shift momentum towards your lead side whilst triggering a bit of rotation. So if you like, you're rotating to your left for a right-handed golfer. So that means I'd be in my early backswing, and then what I do from here is as I sort of finish off my upper body rotation or my chest rotation, I start to move towards my lead side like so. And then I would sort of rotate in towards it as well. So, an easy way to sort of do this would be to do a sort of stepping in drill. And those are things that we've done on the channel very much before as well. Now, what will happen is if we pause for a moment, because I think this is significantly important, is by the time you get to lead arm horizontal, which is this position I'm using as a reference now, where you should be, you want your lead hip back over your ankle line, okay? So like so, and what we don't want to be is you don't want to be behind that point. And you should also feel very much like your weight is underneath your lead leg, quite significantly. Now the reason why your weight will feel very much under that lead leg is because, well, once you've created this stretch, you're obviously going to be shifting momentum gradually towards your left as you trigger rotation. But you're also going to get a bit of a sense that you're sort of pushing pressure in towards the ground. Now, that's a really important thing to understand, because effectively what I've now done by sort of stretching out means that I'm avoiding any mistakes in the backswing. And then by now sort of getting this feeling of moving progressively towards my left-hand side, it means by the time I get to lead arm horizontal, I'm covering the golf ball. So I'm over the ball, meaning that it's going to give me a great chance of getting good contact. And the sort of hidden move where I feel amateur golfers don't get it right is from here, I can now trigger an extension, a movement very much upward through the ball. And you see what sort of happens is, as I get to this sort of stage, let's just pop a little golf ball down here for a moment, is once I get to this sort of stage, so left arm horizontal, I'm over the ball, sternum's located over the ball like so. Now from here you see my shoulder, see the way my lead shoulder goes up and behind my head, and this has a natural effect on the club where it will start to uncock and unwind like so, and that's where a huge amount of your speed will come from. So you can actually see the way that my hands go forward. And the reason why my hands are forward is actually due to the fact that when I'm at impact, my shoulders are slightly open. Okay, so if my shoulders are square, that's me. If they're open, that's me. Square, open. Okay, my chest is rotating, my shoulder is going up and out of the way, and that's helping that club down cock on the back of the ball. So when you sort of look at this position here and this position here, they might not look that different to you. But fundamentally, they're completely different. They're completely different. And this is one of the things I think with a lot of amateurs that I've been chatting to recently, as I've been getting back into doing more and more teaching at 4 Ashes, is that they talk a lot about hitting down on the ball, and they talk about getting this lead hip out of the way. And what I would say is, when I get the golfers to sort of demonstrate impact, I go, well, okay, well, what do you do then after that? And they'll kind of go, oh, try and really, and everything looks heavy and everything looks downward. And impact isn't downward and heavy. Impact is actually up, okay? Now, just because you're coming up doesn't mean, I don't mean stand up. I just mean that you're triggering extension, but just keep that lead hip back out the way. So if you're keen to practice on the chair, still keeping your angles, but that's a big thing. And I think it's the most telling sign from face on, that you would swing back, you would cover the ball, and then from here now you're just trying to get a feeling of getting up through that shot. And you can see this in the footwork. See the way it's kind of, we talked about this recently as well, the foot moving more up and this way, not kind of staying down and getting too heavy on it. Get up and through the golf ball. And I promise you, for hopefully many of you, that will be enlightening. And you can start getting this feeling of getting more up through the golf ball. It's going to make it a lot easier. It's going to make that golf swing a lot easier. And if you are in trepidation about thinking, Russ, I can't possibly think of getting up because I already miss-hit the ball and stuff, my point would be, it won't be that. It'll be you're either doing something wrong in the early backswing, like Martin was. If you start moving like this in the early backswing, then of course by the time you get to the top, if you haven't really shifted to your left very well, of course you can't think of getting up. But my point is that, like I say with a lot of people, if your impact is like this, it's because of the sequence of events that have preceded that, right? It's not because of, you can't just change impact by, I couldn't have said to Martin, look, just hit it like that, will you? Because it doesn't work like that. Because it's very much an up and open motion. So look, I'm sure you'll have questions, and I'd be really grateful to hear from you in the comments box if you found this video useful and things that you'd find useful moving forward. But some of you have been asking about pressure on your feet and stuff recently, which I've noticed. And you know, that's the thing, you should feel very light on your feet in the hit. You should feel like you're jumping off the ground. These are the right sort of ideas. And I still feel that a lot of amateur golfers think that stay down, keep your head down, everything's down. And if you keep going down, you're just going to get stuck. Be great to hear from you. I'll catch you with you guys again really soon.